Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany. I'm from Beijing, China. I go to a private university.
Hello everyone, this is Akshay. I'm from Mumbai, India. I go to a public university.
My name is Fatima, originally from Nigeria. I go to an HBCU, meaning historically black colleges.
My name is Nguyen, and I'm from Vietnam. I go to a community college.
I want to be able to influence the world, and United States stands out as a pace setter in research. I'm so excited about being here.
In my opinion, U.S. degree is extremely impressive, and that makes studying abroad in the U.S. an excellent choice.
There are many types of institutions in the United States.
I think it's just so unique that there's so many to choose from.
I had to make a major choice between the type of university that I was supposed to attend. The major factor that I considered was the scholarship opportunities that were available and the alumni network.
I've heard so much about the HBCUs as historically black colleges. I chose those because I wanted a school that really represents me.
As a humanities student, I prefer seminars instead of lectures because I find myself better understand the material if we get to discuss it in class. That led into my decision of going to a private university.
I chose a community college to study because most of the community college offer affordable costs, and they often offer a lot of majors you can choose from.
Some of the things I find that are in common between different types of institutions in the US is that the curriculum are more comprehensive.
It is more practical oriented that really helps you get hands-on experience about what you're learning.
Students can benefit from forward-thinking technology and modern facilities.
And I love the diversity, the fact that it's a melting pot for everywhere in the world. And so it's an awesome experience for me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our last session for this October. I am so happy that there are so many of you joining us today, and thank you so much for submitting your responses and your comments about the countries that you are from. We are really happy that you are today with us. So my name is Alina Yakubov. I'm an Education USA advisor, and we are here to provide another interesting webinar about one of the topics that is kind of very interesting and very popular among the undergraduate students, and that would be specifically about essay writing. And first of all, I would just like to add here that Education USA Virtual is here to provide webinars not only about this topic, but about topics for undergraduate students and for graduate students. So you can go on our YouTube page, on our website, to see our agenda with the webinars that are planned for November, and all the webinars that we already had in the past. And today with us, we have Jennifer Wang from Texas Tech University. Jennifer, thank you so much for being today with us, and thank you for helping us to provide an interesting presentation to our students. Even though they would have a lot of details and they would have a lot of research on this topic, we know that it's always welcome to have more tips on the essay writing specifically. So I would just give you the floor. I would love you to introduce yourself and just to proceed with the presentation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alina, for having me here today. My name is Jennifer Wang. I work as international admission counselor here at Texas Tech University. So I'm so grateful to be here. Today, we're going to talk about how to craft a winning essay for your undergraduate application. So first of all, let's have a look at today's agenda. So first of all, you might wondering why this is so important, right? Because learning how to write in college essay is crucial for your application process. It is the time for you to add some personal charm to your application and showcase the unique qualities beyond the test score and transcript. So it is a great time for you to showcase your personality, to let the admission team know that your commitment to learning and eagerness to contribute to the college community. So at today's session, we're gonna discuss some key terms, also the essay preparation, and also we're gonna talk in details about the writing process. And last but not least, we're gonna talk about Texas Tech University and about what we offer here. So while starting your application, especially at undergraduate level, you might choose to the first step normally is for you to submit an application. Sometimes you can choose Common App, Coalition, or the university application. But while starting your application, you will encounter many terms. So it is important for you to understand their meaning and the difference between them. So first one is college admission essay. So it is an essay that applicants craft specifically for a college application, typically to answer a specific essay prompt. So then you might wonder what essay prompt means. So it is a question or a statement in which your college of interest request your written response. Another thing called personal statement. So it's kind of similar to the college admission essay, but it is an essay that an applicant writes to express who they are. And why they believe they deserve to be admitted to a certain college. Oh, and another thing is called short answer. So is similar to the essay prompts. It's a small demonstration to quickly display an applicant's writing skills, voices, and critical or analytical skills. And there's one last thing I would like to discuss, which is called plagiarism. So it is a wrongful practice of using somebody else's work or idea and passing them off as your own. Okay, before you begin writing an essay, it is important to prepare properly. So here are some several important things to consider before you start your essay writing. So first of all is to read all instruction and guidelines. Well, this might seem a little bit redundant. Remember that you must read the instruction carefully. If you do not follow the guidelines, it tells the admission officer that you will more than likely disregard instruction in your classroom once you're admitted. So always read the instruction carefully and make notes so you are prepared to create your first draft. And also, the second one is select a prompt that works in your favor. The common application and a few school will give you a list of prompts like a question to help you tell the story. So those prompts are used for starting points and invite students to think about the challenges they have been overcome or experience they have made. The experience that they have made make them grateful. So another thing is a lens. Normally, the university will give you the specific word limits, so make sure you keep those in mind. And another thing is use the proper formatting. So when it comes to how to format your essay, readability is the key. So use a reasonable font. So sometimes students, for example, at Texas Tech, you can just simply search college essay writing, and it will take you to the guideline, and it will let you know what format that we prefer. And also deadlines. So this is very, very important, not only for your essay writing, but also for your application and scholarship consideration. Alrighty. So next one, after completing all of your preparation work, it's time to dive into the exciting writing process. So this process consists of four main steps. First one, brainstorm, outline ideas, creating a rough draft, and revising, editing, and polishing. We will discuss each step in details in the upcoming slides. Okay, so starting to write an essay could be a little bit overwhelmed, but brainstorming is the essential first step. Take the initiative to begin is also crucial. So it helps you organize and express the ideas that you have been on your mind. So this process not only allow you to articulate your thoughts, but also give you a chance to reflect on yourself. When you brainstorm, you can recognize your value, your accomplishment, and also milestones. So looking back, you will see how much you have grown and the challenge you have been overcome. So um, the more you engage in brainstorm, reflecting on your life and acknowledging all the challenges that you have been overcome, the clearer your growth can be, as well as the potential for the future development. So this is the crucial step one, brainstorm. Okay, now you might be wondering, um, where should I start? So since we understand the importance of the brainstorming, you may be so now let's talk about the step to take, how to effectively brainstorm. So first of all, do your research. So first thing you could do research on is about the college. So do some research on the college you're applying for. Um, get to know their missions, their values, their visions, and their cultures. It is important to do that because you will be able to determine whether this college is an authentic fit for you and will give you an idea of how you can show that you will be a good fit. Just like the video that we watched a couple minutes ago, there are over 4,000 institutions here in the United States. So you definitely want to do some research before you actually start the application process. Okay, the next thing you could research is what should be included in your college essay and or personal statements. So I briefly listed a few things here that I think you should include in your college essay. The first of all is who you are, and then your purpose. For example, your vision, your values, and also what makes you unique and what matters to you. It is highly recommended for you to include those things into the college essay because it really can help the admission officer to get to know you better. And then the last thing you will need to research is to get to know the common prompts that will ultimately guide you through the whole reflection and brainstorm process. Oh, there's something. All right. So after you complete your research, the next step is to make a comprehensive list of your achievement and your personal qualities. So I also listed some things that I recommend my student to include. For example, your milestone, your achievement, challenges you have been faced, your passions and your interests, and also the most important thing, the lesson you have learned from those challenges. And then, um, since you have already made those lists, you can further expand it on those points by reflecting on the following questions. So, for example, what is something unique in your life that has shaped you into who you are today? What event first sparked your interest in your chosen field? That's what we're talking about, the academic major that you choose. And also, what have you learned about your interest area so far? And what more do you hope to learn during your time here at a specific college here in the United States? Alrighty, so then let's talk about the second important step during the whole writing process is to outline. Um, Writing is hard, but the great writing is achievable and if you follow the right path. So if you ask a journalist, they will tell you the best way to get the reader's attention is to have a great introduction. So especially admission team normally take a short time to review your essay. So start with a vivid introduction to engage with them. One of the best things you could do in your college essay is to show how you bounce back after um, facing challenges. So sharing your journey of learning and growth from a tough life event is a fantastic way to impress the admission committee and highlight what makes you a strong candidate. So make sure to um, include some great examples to support your point rather than just telling people I'm a great person. Use some vivid example to support your statement. So as you can see, there are five. I at this outline, I suggest 5 paragraphs, but it is not necessary for you to stick to this 5 paragraph format. But using it can be really help you organize your thoughts and showcase your achievement in a clear and engaging way. Ultimately, your college essay is a chance for the mission team to understand the inner works of your mind. So while showcasing your soft skills, it can be you can also um, add some story to support your soft skills. For example, your communication skills, your leadership skills. Those things needs to be supported by evidence, like your the actual story. So the idea here is to avoid simply stating how great you are, instead including details of your story and example to develop your ideas. So in a simple word, show up, don't just tell. Um, so and also one last thing when it comes to so you can like outline those your skills by crafting 3 paragraphs, and then the last thing is the conclusion. So when it comes to wrapping up your college essay, the conclusion is your chance to have the to leave um, a lasting impression. So thinking about it as a final opportunity to remind the reader of your main point and show them why your story matters. So first of all, you can briefly revisit the main ideas that you have discussed or you mentioned in your introduction. And also, you can consider the future implication and possibilities um, in your conclusion. And also, one last thing I would like to say, your conclusion is the final chapter of your story. So make it count. So and this is about outline. So since you have already start to put your thoughts, your ideas into that 5 paragraph format. Um, After you get your first draft, the next thing you will need to do is to check the grammar and spelling mistakes. Those things does matters, especially if you're trying to telling people that you are a detail-oriented person, but in the meantime, the admission office find a lot of spelling mistakes from your essay. So that will make um, the essay less convincing. So when you first finish your draft, first focus on the big picture issues like the overcome narratives and the clarity of your essay. Then check your style and tones. So what you can do is you can use some paraphrasing tools online. There are a lot of free online tools that you can use, and also the great way for you to um, for, for you to like check or like revise, polish your essay is to have somebody else to read it for you. So you can always ask um, your teacher, your professors, your friends or family members to read your essay and then ask for their feedbacks. So that is one of the tips I will highly recommend it for all the students to take, especially since you spent so much time on this already. So it's good to hear from somebody else, and also ensure that what you are writing sounds like you. Okay, so because like we are mentioning, writing is hard, and it is not necessary for you to use somebody else's work because we want to see you. Um, it's a great time for you to show off yourself. And then the next thing you could do is check the organization and if it makes sense, because you want to avoid having like 10 paragraphs on an essay or like just repeating yourself. You want make every sentence count, and you will you want to give the reader the impression, good impression, make them want to know you more. So that's a good college essay that can help you achieve. And also proofread. Already talk about that a little bit. And the last thing is to submit. I know you already spent a lot of time on this, so you really want to make sure you click on submit. I know it's a very small thing, but we have seen situation that student forgot to click on submit. So make sure you have all of your application items uploaded, and you want to make sure you upload the right one. And then um, that's the last step. You will just need to submit that. Alrighty, I'm just briefly talk about the undergraduate application. Sorry, essay writing process. So if you have any questions, feel free to send it to the comments. And we're gonna have the Q&A by the end of this presentation, so we can answer all the questions that you may have. So as of right now, I'm gonna briefly talk about Texas Tech and what we offer here. Alrighty. So if you have never traveled to the state of Texas before, we are the second largest state in the nation, both economy and population wise. And we're in the southern part of the country. So as you can see, Lubbock, that's where Texas Tech University located. So we're that white star at. As of fall 2023, we have over 40,000 students enrolled, and more than 78% of our new students come from farther than 300 miles away. So we have students from all 50 states and over 100 countries. Currently, we have over 4,000 international students here with us, and our campus is also large. We have the second largest campus in the nation. And even though we have a large campus and large student population, we still maintain a 21-to-1 student to teacher ratio. So that means our faculties and staff are accessible. If you ever want to make a one-on-one meeting with them, they will make their time for you. Another thing is about recognitions. So Texas Tech is a Tier 1 research institution, which is the Carnegie classification and the highest research ranking that a university can receive. So simply speaking, that means those major companies, they're willing to donate money for us to do research for them because they really believe what we're doing here. Also, we're ranked number 9 nationally in workforce preparation of graduates, and 99% of our graduates find employment, join military, or attend graduate or professional school within 6 months of graduating. And at undergraduate level, we have over 150 programs for students to choose from. If you are interested in graduate study later, we have over 100 masters and over 60 doctoral programs. So, like I mentioned earlier, we have 10 academic colleges, which covers over 150 academic programs. We also have School of Law, School of Veterinary Medicine, and also Health Science Center, where students can study nursing, pharmacy, dentistry, so the other medical related major. So here at this slide, I listed our 10 academic colleges. So our College of Engineering, definitely one of the most popular one that among our international students, where you can study major like petroleum engineering, computer science, computer engineering, mechanical engineering, and also our Ross College of Business Administration offers major like accounting, information technology, business administration, supply chain management. So simply speaking, for a large university like us, you can definitely find a good fit in here. And also, we want you to have the best American college experience. So Lubbock itself is a very welcoming community. On campus wise, we have over 550 student organizations, and over 80 of them are international groups. And we have 19 residence halls on campus and over 30 on-campus dining options. So you will never feel hungry here at Texas Tech. As you can see on this map, this is our outdoor swimming pool. And as a student, you have the free admission, free access to the rec center, student recreation center, with your tuition. Another thing I would like to mention is our tradition. So this is something very unique. I believe each university has its own traditions, but this is something very unique. You can only experience those at Texas Tech. So first of all, as you can see, I think this event is coming up soon. This is our Carol of Lights event. It's normally happen in the first week of November. So the whole campus will be lit up by thousands of lights. And we have the country music band and also hot chocolate. So it's something for student get together, and we want our students to feel special about their experience here. And also, if you are a big fan of sports, we are NCAA Division I athletes. That means our athlete teams are almost professional. So let's say, and also as a student, you have the unlimited access to all the sporting events with your student tuitions. Alrighty. As I mentioned earlier, the deadlines is always important. So I would like to mention briefly about our deadlines. So first of all, we have 2 semesters open every year. We have the spring semester and fall semester. So the spring semester normally start in the middle of January, and the priority deadline is November 1st, but we do accept application after that. And also, we have another semester open in August, normally in the middle of August. That's our fall semester, and the priority deadline is December 1st. So June 1st. And for the scholarship opportunities, you like both of, if you apply for both any of those semester, you will be automatically considered for the scholarship opportunities. But I will definitely suggest you to check our scholarship website because sometimes we change the deadline. Alrighty. The last thing I would like to mention is about our scholarship opportunities, and also what does the term cost to attend means. So first of all, this is the chart of our estimated cost to attend for a whole year. So as you can see, there are 2 tuition fees. The first one called non-resident, the other one called resident. So non-resident tuition, lots of institutions here in the nation charge international student non-resident tuition because they're not the resident of that specific state. But here at Texas Tech, if you can get awarded at least $1,000 competitive scholarship or more, you will be eligible to pay the resident tuition. So simply speaking, before the scholarship amounts kick in, you are saving $13,000 on tuition fees. And as you can see, this is the detailed breakdown. It also includes the housing and meals, books and supplies, transportations, personal spending, and house insurance. So pretty much everything you will need to spend for a year. And then, for example, if you have $2,000 scholarship, instead of paying $24,451 for your tuition fees for a year, you are actually paying $9,852, and that is for 2 bid semesters. So now let's have a look at this great scholarship. So for new first-time student, that means you have not attended any institution or college after graduating from high school. We have a scholarship called Presidential Merit Scholarship. So the qualifications are high school GPA and test score. So also, if your high school, we have an internal system that's going to convert your GPA to the US 4.0 GPA scale. And if your high school does not assign class rank, our internal evaluation system will also assign you a class rank. So let's say after conversion, if you have 3.7 GPA and you have a 1350 SAT, then you will get $3,000 a year and you are eligible to pay the resident tuition. So your estimated tuition fees for 30 credit hours will become $8,852, and the estimate cost to attend for a whole year will become $26,601. And another good thing about this scholarship is it is renewable. It's not just for one semester. So as you can see, the renewal requirements here, we're just talking about $3,000, which kind of falls into 3,000 to 6,500. As long as you can maintain a 3.25 GPA and enroll 30 TDU hours, you will be eligible to renew this scholarship up to 8 semesters. So pretty much all of your time here. And if you choose test optional, we're doing test optional through year 2025. So for 2025 will be the last semester we're doing test optional. So instead of giving us the SAT or ACT, we will need to see a list of supplemental documents such as your personal statements, your recommendation letter. So anything that can help us, or your college essay, anything that can help us review your application better, do submit them. And you will be also going to be considered for the Okay, so if you have already attended a university or college after graduating from high school, then we have another 2 scholarship for you, which is a scholarship for transfer students. So that means you have not get your bachelor's degree yet. So the first one called Presidential Transfer Scholarship. So it is the qualifications are listed here, which is 30 transfer hours plus 3.0 GPA. If you meet both requirements, you will get $3,000 a year and you will be eligible to pay the in-state tuition. So it is also renewable. As long as you can maintain the renewal requirements listed here, you will be eligible to renew this scholarship. And we have another one called Proven Achievers. So the qualifications are 60 transfer hours and 3.5 GPA. If you can meet those requirements, you will get $4,000 a year. And it is also renewable. So this is the scholarship opportunities. So if you want to stay in touch, feel free to scan this QR code so we can send you some marketing materials. So now let's do Q&A. I hope this information are helpful. I hope you're enjoying this presentation. So now let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you guys for submitting the questions. You still have time to submit them because we have some questions that we've got from the students that have registered for this webinar before it started. And you have this option. You can subscribe to our events, and when you do the registration, when you use the registration link, you can submit also the questions that you have related to the webinar. Okay, so let's start with the questions that we've got before that. We'll start with the first one. How important is an essay when applying to a university?
That's a really good question. So definitely it is a great time for you to showcase yourself. I will say here at Texas Tech, we review everything holistically. Everything will be reviewed in a holistic manner. So definitely not just your test score and your high school GPA. We want to see that you are involved. You were involved in your community, and you're proactive, you're motivated. So that will convince us that you will be a good fit in here.
Okay, thank you so much for your answer. The next one, how to find something inside of me that would really show my soul to admission officers?
How to find something inside of that would really show my soul to the admission officers. So during the presentation, like the first step is to brainstorm, right? So you look back to list the thing that you have achieved and try to summarize the skills And you can, like, as a storyteller, you tell the admission office that you have been encountered some difficulties in your life and how you solve that problem, what lesson you have learned. So that will be a really a way to showcase your personalities, your qualities to the admission office.
Okay, thank you. What are some topics to avoid in a motivational letter? Are there any? What is the key to catching admission counselors' attention and differentiating your essay from tons of others?
The topics to avoid. That's a very good question. I will say we do not have like a list of topics that students shouldn't talk about in their essay. But just like I mentioned, like don't just repeat yourself telling us how great you are, but we believe you are, but it just give us some supporting evidence. Like as a storyteller, tell us some story that happened in your life, then that really can help us understand your experience and and get our attention.
Okay, I can also add here something. So, depending also on the extracurricular activities, and we know that in Common App, the students have this opportunity to add their extracurricular activities. Try to not add one of your extracurricular activities as the center of your essay and or for your motivational letter. So, try definitely to differentiate that. Also, I would say that it's very sensitive to talk about some tragic events, because that definitely can be challenging, that definitely can change you as a personality, but in the same time it can showcase some other sides. So the good advice about that is just to have it revised, edited, and by some other persons that can just give you an advice on that. So you can also consider that as a tip, maybe. Good. The next question. Can you give me some unexpected advices for writing essays? I think you gave some of them, but I don't know if you have some left.
Okay. Okay, let me think. So, well, definitely during this presentation, there is a writing process. So there are a lot of useful tips while you're preparing your essay writing. So I will say one last piece of advice that I would like to give is just like Anita said, ask somebody else to read it. Let them feel how they feel about this essay. It is a really important step, because sometimes when you finish that, you are like, oh, maybe I showcased myself too much. Oh, that's the whole point, right? It's the time for you to showcase yourself. So definitely ask somebody else to read it for you. They might can find some like minor mistakes that you overlooked, and also like grammar mistakes. Like I mentioned, if you want to highlight your detail oriented personality, you want to avoid to let other people know that you still have those small mistakes in your essay.
I totally agree with that. And also about the structure of the essay, that you should follow those rules, definitely. So you should have
Yeah.
a good conclusion, a good introduction. So everything needs to have a sense. So you should start accordingly this essay. And it doesn't mean that you will write this essay in one night or in 1 week. It might take you months to write this essay, because maybe there was an event that had changed you, and that was one of the most challenging events in your life, and you want to describe that one. And in that case, you will just write it for the first time, maybe not that good, not that in detail, and it will not be that convincing for the admission commission. So yeah, definitely revising it and asking for advice in this case, it's more than welcome. And here comes also the help of our Education USA advisors. So considering the region that you are, you can definitely ask for their help and for their advice. Good. The next question. Many people assume that you should tailor your personal statement with the qualities that the university wants. Is that true?
So normally, while you're submitting your personal statement, you will read the essay prompts. So those are like the questions that can guide you to tell the student what kind of person you are. So definitely they will ask you like, what do you think what makes you a unique candidate for this for our university, for instance. So in that time, we will need to do research about that academic program specifically, to see what their highlights are. And you want to let the people know that you do your research and you really want to be part of that highlights, and you will commit yourself. So I would say you do not have to change yourself to another person, just because you want to make everything in your essay that related to um, the academic requirements, but you definitely don't want to make yourself like another person or just copy other people's work. So that's why you can ask your Education USA advisors to help you read it, to let them know, like, have they been convinced that you will be a good fit for that university.
I totally agree. And about the tailoring this essay, I would just add here that everyone has its own talent. So one of the most challenging thing here is just to find yours. So that is what our students actually struggle with writing their essays. But that comes also from your school counselors. That comes also from your friends, from your family. So maybe talking with them about what changed you in this time, and how you became the person that you are now. That would definitely help, asking the advice and revising the topic for the essay. That's my opinion on that, and I'm more than sure that it's gonna be for all the advisors, and Jennifer's also confirmed that. Okay, then we proceed now to the questions that we've got during the live session. So one of the first question comes from Orush. What should be the length of your essay? 5 paragraphs, but how many words it should be?
For Texas Tech, we normally ask for 500 words. That's the limit. So that will be like perfectly fit in 1 page rather than 2 pages. But at graduate level, sometimes they want you to express more about your research skill. So definitely reach out to that school specifically, ask for the words limit. But I would say most of them will choose like 500 as the limit.
Yeah, agree. Good. The next question. What paraphrasing tools flag the essays as artificial intelligence?
So that's a really okay. Well, person flag as an I won't say that because sometimes you just want make your sentence make sense or make the tone sounds like authentic. So definitely you can use the paraphrase tools and read after. That's because normally you will have several drafts, not just one. So also if you're worried about the plagiarism, you can also using some like check tools to see if your work like has more than 50% like similarities with others. So definitely there are some tools you can use them, but what I'm saying is you don't want use AI to help you tell you the whole story. Just use other people's stories in your essay.
I may add here also an interesting thing. I don't know if the students realize that, but even though you would use artificial intelligence for your essay, that would be somehow correlated to the list of all the documents that you have submitted, including the application that you did via Common App. So if you've described your extracurricular activities not in the same way as you did in your essay, or if you've got, I don't know, for your English proficiency test, not the best score as your essay would be like a good one, then I think that would be really noticeable. So the admission office would definitely understand that this essay is copied. So I think everything like comes holistically, so they would just review and they would understand that, okay, this application and this essay doesn't really make sense as it's not really related to the application as a whole. So that would be my advice on that. So be really careful with the artificial intelligence. That's a real dangerous thing when you are using it for your application. Okay, the next question. Are there any scholarships available at Texas Tech University for international students? I think you've specified that. I can just say to Nusa that she can go back to beginning of our webinar. You can see that on our YouTube page. So we shared there the link. in our comment section with our YouTube page, so you can view that after. In case if you still have questions, let us know. The next question, does the Texas Tech Uni offer full ride scholarships for the international students?
So that's a very good question. So full ride, unfortunately, we do not offer full ride scholarship, but as you can see, our cost to attend and the scholarship range that like the range that we are offering. So first, let's say if you have $9,000 scholarship. Oh, sorry about that.
I can
And
add it
then
here. Mhm.
yeah. So your estimated tuition fees, you're gonna use this 11,852 to minus that $9,000. So your estimated tuition fee will become $2,852. And another good thing is you can apply for the departmental scholarship after you're admitted. We have seen many international students get like $1,000 or $2,000 scholarship from their academic department. So you can add them together. So I will say there's a possibility that you can add all of the scholarship together and make it full ride, but the university side, like this scholarship, it's only covers the tuition fees. So that's how our scholarship system work. It will not cover the housing and supplies and some other thing, but it will mainly cover the tuition fees.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you, Jennifer.
Mhm.
Next question, can we live off campus in our first year in this university?
So unfortunately, in your first, this is a really good question. So normally, new first-time students are required. It is mandatory for them to live on campus in their first year. So there are some there are some advantages if you choose to live on campus. Because like I mentioned before, our campus is large. So if you live on campus, you do not need to drive, because you will be living in the another dormitory that near your academic building. So everything is in a walking distance, and you will have access to all on-campus events. So it will be a great time for you to make some friends, and also like it sometimes you can eat on campus as well, because some dormitory does not have like a kitchen or something like that. So with you just need to swap your meal card, and if you live on campus you can get discount on your meal plan.
Okay, good. The next question, if we get scholarship, can we also work part-time in the first year of university?
So that's a really good question. So that's because first thing, after you're admitted, you will need to prepare your I-20 documents for us to issue the I-20, and then you can bring your I-20 to your to the U.S. Embassy or consulate to schedule F1 student visa. So as an F1 student visa, it is you can work up to 20 hours per week on campus. So it has to be an on-campus job, and then you cannot work over than 20 hours, which is a lot. You know, you're still a student, study is still your priority. So yes, you can do that, but the first thing you will need to do is to get a job offer and then contact your immigration advisor. Just keep them informed, and they will make your status F1 status valid and give you other information. So that is possible.
Thank you. What kind of mistakes most of the students do during their essay writing process?
So the very first one is miss the deadline. So I know I mentioned that several times, but it's really not that much we can do if students choose to submit their application late. So definitely you can start to plan your application, I would say a year before the actual program starting date for that university. And another mistakes I will say is just rather than telling a story, tell them about themselves, just kind of like repeating how great they are. But I know our students are great, but you have to make the instruction, just like Alina said, you make the organization and the structure of that essay make sense. So
That's the
Okay,
most
thank you. Also, I
recommendation.
can also recommend to start earlier. So, as Jennifer said, the deadline, try to not submit that on 15th of November or on the day of your early action or early decision. Try to do that as soon as possible. So, we know students that have started to do their essay 1 year prior to the application process.
Mhm.
So, I know that you might revise that essay. I think a half a year before would be recommendable. Just
Mhm.
starting to think about your ideas about the prompt that you would use. I think that's a good term to consider. So just do that. Do everything on time, and the application in overall as a whole. Just consider to do that as soon as possible.
Mhm.
Okay. The next question: our SAT, IELTS, or other certificates can have impact to our essays.
So that's a really good question. So for your IELTS, yeah, definitely if you have a really good IELTS score, that means your English is good. Like your writing, this definitely can be a plus. And also your SAT, there is a evidence-based reading and writing, and also the math sections. So if you want to do a math degree, for example, and you have really good score on your math score on your SAT, definitely you want to highlight that. It definitely shows that you have the critical thinking, and it shows us you will be a good fit and you can extend yourself in the area.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. The next question. Thank you so much for the information. It was really interesting. I was wondering how much does writing an essay for a graduate program differ from an undergraduate? I would be glad to have another opportunity to hear about the essay for the master's degree. I just can add here that we'll have a session in November dedicated to crafting an successful essay for your graduate degree. So you can also see that on our website. We have all the information about the event, so you can subscribe to that event. You can register, add your questions there, and when the event will be, you can add more of them, and you can just meet the speaker. I don't know if you want to add here something, Jennifer.
Um, I will say, well, so I work for the undergraduate unit. So I will say just read, because sometimes graduate school, on their instruction and guidelines, they have more requirements. So definitely read them carefully. Yeah, that's my
Perfect.
advice.
Thanks. Okay. Then the next question: are there any summer programs in Texas Tech University?
So we do have summer semester, but it's not available for the student who wants to for them to start their study here. Because summer semester is normally very intensive, because like the regular semester here in the public institution is normally like 16 semester, sorry, 16 weeks long. But summer semester is normally like 8 weeks. So it's very intensive. You're probably going to have classes and exams every day. So that's not something we recommend you to do when you first start here. And there's not necessary orientations for you to take during summer semester. But if you're talking about like the exchange program, or that will be a good question for our study abroad office, because they do the exchange program with the university around the world. So if you have if your current institution or high school has the agreement with Texas Tech, definitely you can come here exchange under a J1 visa, something like that.
Thank you. Which activities you value most? I suppose that's the extracurricular activities.
Okay. Um, there, Me personally, I want to see the extracurricular activity that you listed are relevant to your chosen field. For example, if you want to study a nursing program here at Texas Tech, and you can mention something like you volunteer at a hospital. If you have those experience, you can show me that. You can list it like you volunteers 8 hours a week at a local hospital. So that is something that shows that you spend time and you commit to those services. That will be something that I personally value the most. is like all the activity that you did actually relevant to your future plan.
Totally agree. You can also, Risalat, you can also find a webinar about extracurricular activities on our YouTube page. We had this topic and we discussed it in detail, so you can also inform yourself from there. I can only add that it's not depending on the quantity of these activities, definitely. So you should focus more on the quality. And as Jennifer said, it should be related to your program choice, to the university, to your best fit. So yeah. Good. The next question: would it be okay to talk about my extracurriculars? I'm also planning to continue doing it throughout college, but I still feel like the topic might seem a bit cliche. I'm not really sure what you wanted to say here, Nutsa, exactly. Maybe you wanted to specify a specific extracurricular activity. If you can just add here more, maybe. The next question, also from Nutsa: are there work-study positions available for international students, and are any of them in a lab?
So our career service department, they post all the on-campus positions on their website. So you can definitely review that first. We'll listed the requirements and also how much you can earn per hours. So if you want to looking for some specific one in a lab, I will say you can reach out to your professors because normally they will be the best resources. Like I mentioned before, if you want one-on-one meeting with them, definitely send them an email and they will make their time for you. So you can ask them if they have any opportunities under their department.
Perfect. So I think we are done with almost all the questions, guys. Thank you so much, Jennifer. We covered all of them.
Awesome.
Thank you for your presentation. If you guys connected a bit later to the session, we started with the essay presentation from Jennifer, so you can take your time and review it once again. Go back there. In case you will have question, you can also send them to our email address. But I'm more than sure that your Education USA advisors can give you more information. And if you didn't find your center, you can go on our website and can locate that center. And I'm more than sure that they would help you. Thank you once again, Jennifer. I wish you good luck with the upcoming seasons of the applications. I really hope it will go well and you will get many talented and interesting students. And to you guys, I'm really thankful to you that you've been today with us. I really hope that you will have time to revise once again this session in case if you will have additional questions. Otherwise, I wish you a pleasant night, and thank you very much once again.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me here today. So I just share our email address to the chat box just in case you want to stay in touch. And I hope that this presentation is helpful and you all have the nice rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.